These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes, why you go? There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes, the bills need paying, so off I must go.
These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
Where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's red road. My tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores where I call home, that's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening. Welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include Environmental Awareness Day was held by the Green Team. Work is near completion on the upper level of Scotiabank. Humber Valley Paving was doing some paving around town. Come Home Year will be getting underway this Friday. These stories plus community events, BBS Playbill, Off the Rack, and more coming up after this.
There's an island, of course, and over 10,000 miles of coastline, raised up in sunshine and storm, thousands of islands, coves, guts, and bays, with a strange and startling beauty. It's a land that lives by the sea. No wonder our dogs have webbed feet.
Scotiabank workers have been working in cramped quarters for several weeks now, but all that should change really soon. They have 1 week left in the lower level of the building before relocating to the newly renovated upper level. We stopped by the bank this past week to see how things are shaping up. As the contractors were busy putting the final pieces of siding on the exterior of the building, workers with Humber Valley Paving were paving the parking lot at the rear of the building, which will soon be the front of the new Scotiabank. The entrance to the new bank, as well as the automated banking machine or cash stop machine, are located in this area. The paving pretty much completes the work on the building's exterior, and work on the interior is clewing up as well. The plastering and painting is completed, the ceiling is done, and most of the flooring has been laid. The new furniture is scheduled to arrive on Wednesday, and on next Tuesday, August 4th, the bank will open in the newly renovated upper level. In addition to the paving at Scotiabank, Humber Valley Paving also did some other paving around town. Workers with Humber Valley Paving paved a number of private driveways around town. As well, they paved the roadway along the front of St. John the Evangelist Church. The parking lot at Faith United Church was also paved by Humber Valley Paving on Friday morning. Stay with us for more of This Week in Review coming up in just a moment.
In a scene from prehistory, still fjords run deep, hemmed in by giant granite walls, carved by volcanoes, tectonic upheaval, 20 times as old as the Rockies. Our park. Icebergs drift south. Humpbacks migrate to the north. This is the place where their paths cross. Where you can't see the icebergs for whales. There's puffins and petrels, kittiwakes and gulls, guillemots, merlins and murres, owls and osprey, hawks and razorbills, and you can see where the eagles have landed.
Earlier in the week, the Sand and Sea Committee were presented with a banner by Newtel Communications.
On behalf of Newtel, I present Sand and Sea Festival with a banner for your festival.
Okay, we'd like to thank Newtel for this banner. Can we read?
Virgio's second Come Home year will officially get underway at the Seafreeze parking lot at 6 p.m. on Friday evening.
Well, Anne, you're into the last week, I guess, of getting ready before the Come Home year officially gets underway on Friday. How are things going along?
Dave, I think everything is under control. We haven't had no backouts or anything from any bands or anything so far. So I guess next Friday evening, 6 o'clock, will be the big opening, and we hope we'll see everybody out there that's listening to us tonight, plus pass on the word to their friends who's not listening.
Okay, so the opening ceremonies are at 6. How are they going to be organized?
Well, it's over at the fish plant parking lot. I think there, as far as I know, is everything, like the flags will be presented, a few short speeches, a cutting off a cake, and then there's going to be a motorcade around town, which will end right here at Sandbanks Park.
Okay, and I understand that fireworks are going ahead that night as well?
Fireworks at 10:30. I pretty near sure I haven't got a brochure, but I think it's 10:30. And they'll go ahead just after, well, around that time approximately, but there'll be music here at the park, well, probably till 12, 1 o'clock after. And so if everybody will show up and show their support, it'll be greatly appreciated.
Okay, there are a few other events going on. I think you have a 60s dance planned. I understand that's for here at the park as well?
Yeah, the 60s dance will be here. We're hoping to have it more or less like decorated for the 60s and have 60s music. And so if everybody will probably come along and dress in the 60s. You haven't got to, but just for the fun of it, there's going to be prizes for costumes, some spot dances and things like that, just to make it a fun night. But we encourage everybody to get out and enjoy it with us.
Hopefully there'll be a few less flies than there are today.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ian, the stage here at the park looks pretty much completed on the outside. Will the stage be ready for the festivities?
Well, right now, I think, David, he is ready. I haven't seen the inside of it because we haven't had much time this week to get up here. But it looks like there's only a bit of siding left on the side, and it looks like it's pretty well done inside, or I assume it is. So I would say it will be ready or completed by the time the festival starts, and everything will be ready around this stage, and there's a dance floor right out in front of us, so just come on up and enjoy the music, and have a few scuffs, and enjoy yourself.
Okay, so in addition to the music, there will be square dancers and line dancers performing at various times throughout the week as well here?
Oh, yes, yeah. I think they're all geared up. They've been practicing, and I think they're all ready to take that stage out there and give everybody a good time.
Okay. I understand that the advance tickets for the Stuffed Squid concert will actually start going on sale tomorrow rather than, I think it's the day before as advertised in the brochure?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to get, well, they are going on sale tomorrow afternoon, I think at 1 o'clock, 1 to 4. And advance tickets, if you buy them now, they're $6. At the door, it's going to be $7. We had advertised in a brochure a day before, but like we're right into the festival then, and a lot of us is going to be really busy, so we figured we'd go a bit ahead. So if anybody wants to get their tickets tomorrow, they can at Edie Merson's.
At the registration office, I believe.
Okay, at the registration office. That's which is at the bottom of the community center. There's a sign up now by the hockey rink, but you'll see the registration is just down the basement, door of its own, so you can't miss it if you want to come along and buy a ticket.
Okay, what about visitors that are coming home that haven't registered or haven't sent back a reply saying they're coming? Can they still register?
Oh yes, you can still register. Just pop into the registration office, pay the registration, and pick up the registration kits.
So that registration fee, is that a requirement for everyone who comes home?
No, Dave, is not. We still want everybody to come and register, but if you want your registration kit, we will require the registration fee to help offset the festival itself. Like that's actually where all the money is going to, is back into the festival for entertainment. As everybody should know by now that we got one fundraiser to cover ourselves for 10 days events. And if you look at your brochure, there's music for every day at the park, plus like different things, and we do have to have money to pay these people that we got coming in. So between registration kit money and our concert for Stuffed Squid, that's what's going to cover us for the old festival.
Okay, well, sounds like it's going to be a fun but busy week. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yes, Dave. Probably some people saw it in the paper about our stage that we're sitting on here today. Stated about the government, but actually the stage itself, the complete structure, is monies from the Cabot and the Sand and Sea Festival itself. The labor did come from government. They gave us 4 workers through HRD. So I'd just like to point that out to the people, that the stage itself is something that you guys, everybody should be proud of, because it's your money that came in from the Cabot and the Sand and Sea Festivals in the past.
Okay, and hopefully it'll be a big part of the festival for many years to come.
Hopefully, and plus it's going to save us an awful lot of work every year that we haven't got to come up and construct a stage on sandbanks to perform entertainment for you guys, eh?
Okay, well, we'd like to thank you for the update, and we look forward to Friday evening.
Okay, Dave, thanks.
The Green Team held an Environmental Awareness Day for youth in grades kindergarten through 6th at the Bright Sites Youth Center on Saturday afternoon. In addition to the regular events held at the Bright Sites Youth Center, the Green Team held a lot of different games for the youth on Saturday afternoon, all games which dealt with the environment. Although the games were a lot of fun, they also taught kids an important message about the environment and about keeping the environment clean. Members of the Green Team were quite pleased with the turnout they had at Saturday's Environmental Day. Stay with us for Off the Rack, community events, and the BBS Playbill. All that after this.
There's houses of aqua, yellow and blue, lime, rose, pink and green, as proud to show their true colors as the folks you'll meet every turn. So take her in your arms and tell her that you love her and meet the world's most friendly folk. We'll sweep you off your feet with a Kelligrew soiree.
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape racks, we came across a video of the flag presentation at Burgio's first Come Home year. Here's a look back to July 1st, 1988.
I will now call upon the persons to receive their flag and carry it in our motorcade. Just to update you, we had letters from the state of Alaska and Maryland. I think I should ask Mrs. Fred Smith to come up and just pass through. She traveled all the way from Alaska. I certainly think she should be recognized. We had a letter from the government of Alaska, but the flag didn't arrive. We also had a letter from Maryland. They arrived on Tuesday. The other United States, we're going to go the furthest distance, okay? We're going to work down. So the other state is from the state of Michigan. And I guess due to zip codes and postal codes, again, that flag never came true. But I am honored to welcome a former resident of Burgio who is now living in Michigan, USA. I'd like to welcome John and Phyllis Eccleston. They drove approximately 2,000 miles to get home after Aunt Phyllis, 42 years away from Burgio. And I'd like for Aunt Phyllis to come forward and receive the Star Spangled Banner. Okay, now we're going to start with our territories. Representing the Yukon is Mr. Hid Snow. Hid is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Calvin Snow, who left Burgio over 30 years ago and visited just this past week. Hid, congratulations on representing the Yukon in the Burgio Come Home Year Motorcade. Welcome to Burgio. And the government of Yukon writes, "We are delighted to hear that this flag will be carried by one of our sourdoughs, as he represents the Yukon at his homecoming. Mr. Ed Snow is well known to the staff of Tourism Yukon. We would like to take this opportunity to thank you for including the Yukon in your parade and to wish you every success with your project." Then we move on down across Canada, British Columbia. There is someone home from British Columbia, but they couldn't make it today. So I'm going to call on Jason Ann from Nova Scotia. Jason is the son of Andy and Lorraine Ann, who will carry the BC flag. And the British Columbia writes, good wishes for a wonderful reunion. I am sure it will be a tremendous success. Edmonton, Alberta. We have Miss Ruby here. Ruby is the daughter of Gord and Mary here. Ruby moved to Alberta 3 years ago, but the Arch sends her back each year. It's an honor to present this provincial flag to you. And welcome back home. From Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, a surprise to the family today. I'd like to call on Mrs. Ruth Wood. Ruth is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bill Collier. Ruth left Burgeo 15 years ago, and is 25 years ago, and has decided to make Saskatchewan her own. It's a pleasure also to have you, a former resident of Burgeo, to carry the flag of Saskatchewan. Welcome home. Our next province, Manitoba. Representing Manitoba will be Barbara Patterson. Barbara is the daughter of the former Mr. and Mrs. Ted Banfield. She left Burgeo in 1959. That's 30 years. Welcome back, Barbara, and I'm sure you'll be honored to carry the flag of your province you're now living in. From Pickering, Ontario.
Pickering.
Try it again.
Pickering.
Pickering? We're due from Madison. I would like to welcome Juanita Coley to come forward and receive the Ontario flag. Juanita is the daughter of Henry and Marjorie Coley. Juanita, welcome home, and I'm sure you'll feel proud representing the province of Ontario, where of course is sick in Newfoundland. We have families from Ontario home in Burgeo for this homecoming, 44 families. Juanita, welcome home and carry the Ontario flag with pride with the other provincial flags. The Ontario government writes, I have pleasure in closing a flag featuring my minister's Ontario logo. Your interest in promoting Ontario is appreciated. Well, get down. We won't get no rain. Hurry up. I'm not a Frenchman, but Saint Laurent, Quebec. We have the honor of welcoming Mrs. George McGee to represent Quebec. Mrs. McGee left Burgeo 51 years ago. She is the former Nina Rose. It's a pleasure to have you home, and we wish you all the best during your stay. Please carry this flag in our motorcade to represent your province. From Fredericton, New Brunswick, we have the pleasure of welcoming back Mrs. Eileen Goodyear. Mrs. Goodyear left Burgeo over 30 years ago. It's a pleasure to have you home and to carry the New Brunswick flag. After reading the letters you've wrote us, I'm sure that you have always been a Burgeo Gull and very proud of Burgeo and Newfoundland. I'm sure you'll carry this flag with pride in your heart. Welcome home. Correction on that one, Mrs. Goodyear says it's 45 years since she left Burgeo. Prince Edward Island, Jocelyn Swift. Jocelyn is Jocelyn there? She's the only one I couldn't track down today. Is Jocelyn Swift here? Is there anybody else here from PEI? Then would somebody like to carry the PEI flag in the motorcade? If not, would some leader of some group come and take it, please? Louisburg, Nova Scotia, Mr. and Mrs. Victor Anderson. Mr. Anderson is the son of Mr. Charles Anderson. Victor moved to Nova Scotia 27 years ago and has returned back to Virgil almost every year for the past 20 years to reflect on his past and reunite with family and friends. It's a pleasure to pass you the flag of Nova Scotia to carry in our motorcade for Come Home Year. Welcome back and have a great holiday. Last but definitely not least, the province we all love and are very proud of. I'd like to call upon Darlene Ingram. She lives just next door in Ramia. Darlene is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lewis Ingram. She left Burgeo 3 years ago. We ask that you represent us all in carrying the flag of Newfoundland. I'm sure you will feel as proud as all Newfoundlanders. Congratulations in representing us, and welcome home.
Good evening and welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast on Run the Green. The Hot Job Squad TV bingo held on Wednesday was won by Lucy Ingram. Congratulations, Lucy. A flower service will be held at Aunt Holland on Sunday, August the 2nd, beginning at 2 p.m. Following the service, there will be an afternoon of fun with family and friends. Anyone with an accordion or guitar is encouraged to bring it along. Bring your own lunch and refreshments. Let's have an afternoon of fun which we all can remember. Anyone willing to help transport people to and from Aunt Holland is asked to call 886-2247 or 2401 before Wednesday. Any Sea Cadets who will be in town on Friday, July the 31st and are interested in taking part in the opening ceremonies and motorcade of the Come Home Year are asked to call 886-2556. Until further notice, the Brightside Youth Center will not be open on Saturday mornings. The center will be open for youth in grades kindergarten to 6 on Saturday afternoons from 1:30 to 5 p.m. If your group or organization has an upcoming event planned, we will be happy to advertise it for you. You can contact the PBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's program. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Join us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Norman Day 1944, a musical tribute. This video comes to us from the War Amps. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Dave Cooper. Good night.